Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we are discussing a 1,000-piece limited edition launched for the 2012 model year, 44 millimeters in Cermet and grade 5 titanium. This is the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore Michael Schumacher. It's a Royal Oak Offshore limited edition dedicated to the 7-time Formula One world champion, and the timepiece is rife with automotive imagery. It's also quite large. It's a combination of sapphire, cement, and titanium, so it's light for its size, but still voluminous. 44 millimeters in diameter. It is 15.8 millimeters thick. From lug tip to lug tip, just the case is 55.6 millimeters, and then the little plot end links, the total distance across the wrist, is 59 millimeters. The watch wears large, and I'm going to warn you, you need to have a wrist at least my size to wear this. Now, I feel like I could wear this just fine. It's comfortable, it's balanced. It does have a little bit of a downward slant to the lugs to fit on your wrist. But as broad as it is, if your wrist is smaller than mine, you're going to find that this watch is going to look cartoonishly large, and it's also going to hula hoop and move around too much. So 16 centimeters circumference or larger. Now, taking a quick look at the strap, it's a standard Audemars Piguet diver style strap, a matte finish with a slight graining to it, little striations that visually extend the intermediate links. You can see there's even a bevel on the side to match the bevel of the case, and it's fixed to the case using screws and bars, which is upscale and secure. We have a matching titanium buckle right here, and then we have a wonderful flexibility to this anthracite colored strap, which you can see is a brand new Audemars Piguet factory strap. Now, the previous owner of this watch clearly didn't enjoy it much because it still bears the original packing stickers as it would have been delivered from Le Brassus in the early 2010s. And you can see they've actually yellowed from age. Well, that's your guarantee of two things. One, you will be the first to see the virgin titanium on most of this watch. Second, it's never been refinished. So this is unfortunate for the sake of the old owner, but for you, it's almost like you're getting first dibs on this watch. Now, on the crown side, you can see we have a crown that looks like the center lock wheel at the middle of F1. It is a fixture in the sport, the center lock wheel, iconic of high-end motorsports. An airgun releases one center lock and the wheel comes off. Airgun refits the center lock, the wheel's back on in seconds. That's how that works. Now you can see it as a screw down crown. The watch is 100 meters water resistant. It's that little Ferrari Rosso Corsa metallic red insert. And then we have extended crown guards and pusher guards. You can see there's a combination of black ceramic and titanium around these pushers. They're designed to look like exhaust stacks on a Formula One car. Now, of course, the watch does feature a bezel made of cermet. It's a material that is ceramized on its outside, but it has a metal core. The result is that it can't fracture or crack the way ceramic can, but also gives you the scratch resistance of ceramic. And for that matter, the case is grade 5 titanium, which is both lighter than steel and more scratch resistant. So this is a pretty robust assembly. You can see that here the intermediate plots have been slightly changed in design to resemble gas and brake pedals in a race car. We have the fully expressed bezel gasket. On a Royal Oak, it's a hairline sliver. On an Offshore, it's much larger, and it's part of the visual of the watch. The cermet bezel is finished as though it were bare metal, as we have satin on the side, polish on the flank, and then we have vertical satin finish on the top. The rounded octagon shape, inspired in 1972 by a vintage diving helmet. Designer Gerald Genta, who created the original Royal Oak, used that imagery on the bezel of the watch. Now, the bezel has been evacuated outboard. It's been hollowed out so that you can see the entirety of these hex head bolts, and these are designed to resemble the fixtures on a Formula One car. Everything is held together by a combination of hex and Torx bolts. You can also see the same featured on the flank, attaching the crown guard structures to the case. Now, the dial is the Mega Tapisserie, the large hobnail. We have a custom set of hands. Outboard, we have a tachymeter scale for gauging the speed of a race car. You can do that with the chronograph over a known distance. We have 7 stars to represent the 7 world titles of Michael Schumacher. 2 in Benetton blue, that was his original team. Well, his original team was Jordan, but his original world championship team was Benetton. So 2 championships with Benetton, and then with Scuderia Ferrari, we have 5 red stars. Rosso Corsa. Now that red, that Italian racing red, as you see it on a race car, it's really more orange than red. This is more like Marlboro red, which is what you actually see on most racing Ferraris through the years. And you can see it on the stars, you can see it on the hands of the chronograph indicators, and you can see it on the date disc. Now there's a little magnifier inside the dial, so you can see the date disc. It's a red on black date. The watch has a staggered checkered flag style racing scale for reading chronograph seconds and fractions of seconds. This is borrowed from chronographs of the late 60s, early 70s, but it does look very much like the checkered flag motif as the checkered flag flies at the conclusion of each Grand Prix. Now we also have applique indices. We do have Lume. Let's take a look at it now. Plenty of lume. Again, the watch well lumed, rugged, 100 meters water resistant. It's a sports watch. We have white on black printing for the sub-registers. We have polished chapter rings for each of the registers, an applied Audemars Piguet logo. Turn everything over and you can see on the gold, blackened gold winding rotor, the signature of Michael Schumacher. You can see this is the Royal Oak Offshore limited edition Michael Schumacher with more automotive imagery on the reverse side. The caseback has spokes like a wheel, more of those hex head bolts, and then caliber a 3126 with a 3840 module. So the base movement is Audemars Piguet. The module is a Dubois de Praz vertical clutch chronograph module. It's an automatic winder with a 50 to 55 hour power reserve. It has hacking seconds, a quick set date. It does have a vertical clutch for seamless engagement of the chronograph. It beats away at 3 hertz or 21,600 vibrations per hour. It is a 59 joule movement with a full balance bridge and a free sprung balance architecture that's calculated to make it tough. And it's a combination of hand finish and mechanical finishing that is typical of Audemars Piguet and most manufacturers in this echelon of high horology. The timepiece is very nicely made inside and out, and a lot of the hand finishing on this watch is actually on the exterior of the case and the bezel, where you can enjoy it the most. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.